We are 1.7 billion around Middle East and Africa. We are generating growth that is quite sustainable, by the way. Overall, we forecast 4 to 5% growth of GDP of this beautiful part of the world. By the way, half, as I said, half of the population of Africa doesn't have access to energy. So I can say that roughly 1.1 billion people live in Africa, out of which 680 are not having electricity. I made this presentation a few years ago, and the number was the same. So it is still stable. You know why? Because more than half of the population of Africa is less than 20 years old. So the more we solve the problem, the more we have more people, and the number of people without access to energy remains stable. Of course, in percentage it goes down, but the number of people remains stable. So we need to solve that dilemma, and we need to provide access to energy to Africa. The urbanization rate is humongous. This is also one element. Both for the Arab world and Africa, the urbanization rate is really increasing. So we are leaving more and more, I would say, the countryside to be living in cities. In some cases it's megapoles, and in some other cases it's smaller cities. And you all heard about the new cities projects across our beautiful region. And honestly, we believe in a more distributed access to energy. So you heard about microgrids. We believe more into a distributed production and consumption of energy. We believe that the future will make this digital and decarbonized. This is how we see the future of energizing this wonderful continent. How about us, Schneider Electric? So we are present in 37 of these countries. So among all these 120 plus countries and territories, because among our guests we have many customers coming from the islands and the Caribbean also, which is part of this geographical region that we manage in Schneider Electric. All these territories, very numerous, we are present in mostly every one of them, either directly or indirectly. And I want to tell you something. Among our peers, we are the most local of all global companies in our field. Proudly, we can say that without any doubt. And it's not only about having sales offices. I want to share with you, and many of you are partners to us. We count very much on partnerships locally with governments, with private sector. This is how we build Schneider Electric in this part of the world. We believe in partnership for success. So we are present with more than 10 factories, but you know what? The 21st century is not about old-fashioned factories. Yes, I say old-fashioned factories. It's about the manufacturing related to data also. It's related to people. So we do invest in more than 6,000 people who are trained on the new technologies, AI, machine learning. This is our new factory. And we do have a lot of engineers that are specialized in the new technologies, and we consider that as important as producing hardware locally, either us or through our partners. And I repeat again, partnerships, being local, industrial added value locally, this is our strategy. Of course, we have distribution centers, and with these difficult times of supply chain shortages, of course, our strategy is to be closer to our customers across Middle East and Africa, and to be able to serve them with better availability, both on the short term and the medium term. We are in a region of opportunities. And it's really amazing when we travel across our region, and you see we are very diverse in Middle East and Africa. We are not, it's not one type of economy, it's multiple types of economies. And we see initiatives of all the countries in which we are, each one at his pace and his speed and at his ability. But we see innovation everywhere, coming from governments, private sectors. I started by saying that we are hosting the COP27 and then the COP28 in this part of the world. So we are part of the future and we're taking initiatives. And the logos you see here are only a small fraction. And I apologize in advance, but by not listing all of the initiatives that are taken by governments, by private sector to make that happen. I myself attended the Expo Dubai 2020, and there is an anecdote that was shared with us by Dr. Sultan, of course. The minister said that the UAE were expecting 25 million visitors, and then the COVID came, and then the ambition was reduced. And the UAE ended up by getting more than the initial plan that was planned before the COVID pandemic. And that shows a lot of interest of all the planet toward innovation and the future, and also in the country where we are today. You have a lot of examples, new cities that are being built, new ideas, even a mission to Mars, so the sky is the limit in the case of Middle East and Africa. And I will close by our priorities. And I think it might be of an interest to you to know what are our priorities in Middle East and Africa. We believe that we are going to bring innovation in our field, humbly, to the Middle East and Africa. So I was saying that we are investing in people, we are investing in talents that know the new technologies. So this is about innovation. We are going to bring this innovation to Middle East and Africa. We are going to build this innovation in Middle East and Africa. So we are not only going to import this innovation, we are going to create it locally and also export it elsewhere. We are going to embrace sustainability. So we are talking here about our own factories, our own setups. You have to know the scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 of sustainability. And we are going to apply that to ourselves. That is our commitment. We already started to have a journey to net zero emissions for our own setups in factories, sales offices in Middle East and Africa. We are going to enable digitization. So when you know Schneider Electric since more than 30, 40 years, for many of you, you know Schneider Electric for electrical equipment, for process automation. You know Schneider Electric for the industrial automation devices, etc. But you might not know Schneider Electric transformation, where more than 75 acquisitions that occurred in the past 15 years are all dedicated to digitization, software, data centers, new technology. This is where Schneider Electric is heading. And we are embracing the transformation of Electricity 4.0. This topic will be addressed later on by Mr. Luc Raymond, who is our guest of honor. He's our president for international operations for Schneider Electric, and he will be giving you an idea about harnessing the opportunities that are generated by the new Electricity 4.0. And I kept the most important part for the end. Talents, people. People are the core of what we believe in. So we believe that all of this, the difference between a good company and a bad company, seen by us, is people. Because products, and you must have noticed it, for many of the companies are quite resembling to each other at the end, aside of the innovations that come every year. But people are the ones making you trust us. and this is what we count on. And for that, I would like to present to you one of our youngest talents, who is Emirati, and who joined us in 2019. And guess what? She's working in the field of digital energy, and she will be the one presenting to you our next innovation. So it's my great pleasure to welcome Tala Saif to the stage. Where is Tala? How are you doing? Good? Yeah, of course, go on. So I will let Tala present to you our first initiative of the day. And she, as I said, joined us in 2019, and she's working in digital energy, right? So it speaks for itself, and I will give you the mic, Tala.
Thank you, Walid. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tala Saif. I am an Emirati industrial engineer. I've been working in Schneider Electric for almost 4 years now. For almost 4 years, I have been super proud that I'm part of a team that creates a very positive impact on my nation's digital transformation and journey towards a sustainable future. Today, it brings me great pride and honor to announce a special collaboration between Schneider Electric and Arab Youth Center. Established under the umbrella of the Federal Youth Authority at the UAE government, the Arab Youth Center is a unique platform dedicated to developing Arab youth capabilities and support their innovation and creativity. To formalize this collaboration today, please join me in welcoming to the stage Her Excellency Shama bint Suhail al-Mazroui, UAE Minister of State for Youth, and Mr. Luc Raymond, Executive Vice President of International Operations for Schneider Electric, to sign the agreement. In this agreement, the two entities will work together on the Arab Youth Council for Climate Change initiative for the upcoming COP27 in Egypt and COP28 in the UAE. We will also work with the Arab Youth Center on expanding our membership in the Arab Youth Technology Fellowship. And lastly, both entities will work on creating a special youth-dedicated knowledge track as a permanent element on all upcoming innovation summits in the MEA region. Thank you, Your Excellency, for everything that you're doing for both Emirati and Arab youth. Thank you all for your attention.